Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with NIA and NIAX here in the metropolitan Nashville area. And today I have Rick Kane with Chord and Key Realty. Thanks for joining me today, Rick.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So, my favorite question to ask everybody is tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. How'd you get here?
So, very curvy and windy, but when I was 19, I was home for winter break from college and I decided to get my real estate license. I didn't really know why I was doing it, other than I was kind of bored and thought that that would be a good way to do something different that I knew I would use eventually. I just didn't know how.
Okay.
Um, when I was 19. So I got my license and I signed on with my first brokerage in February of 2001. And that was White House Realtors, a tiny brokerage in White House, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. Um, and I did that part time while I finished college.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
I went to college, still kept my real estate license, still did a few deals a year. It wasn't anything crazy or extravagant. And then when I graduated college, it was right about '05, '06, so the market was pretty good, but I was still able to work part time while I pursued my other, I got my degree in education. I was hired to be one of the high school basketball coaches at a local high school. And so I did both for a few years again. Uh, and during the '08 crash, it really helped that I was teaching because no one was
Yeah.
buying homes at that point.
Yeah.
Um, so I, I stuck to teaching through the 2010s, did both for a while, and then around 2014, I knew that I did not want to pursue education anymore. I had gone as far as I wanted to go, and there was nowhere else to go, and I knew that I wanted to go all in on real estate. So I worked with my sister at that point. She was also a realtor.
Okay.
She was an attorney and a realtor. She was doing both, and we both
You're
decided at
bringing
that time. Yeah.
diversity and experience. I love it.
So we both decided at that time it was time to go all in. So we both left our jobs at that point to go more into real estate, and we did that. She left and moved to Atlanta in 2019. So at that point, I was without a partner. I was just on my own, which was fine. Um, and I did that for a while. And then when COVID happened, my wife and I had our first son in 2019, October of 2019. His first day of daycare, they shut everything down. Um, and so we were stuck at home with a newborn baby trying to figure out how we wanted our life to look. My wife at that time was doing private health insurance sales. And so she had her own business doing health insurance, and I had my own business doing real estate. And at that point, we kind of knew that we needed to figure out a way that made more sense because she was working crazy hours, I was working crazy hours, and we had a newborn, but we neither one of us could be gone and there at the same time. So we had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Um, in February 2022, I was at a real estate conference in Nashville, and I had an epiphany that my wife should just leave her business and come work with us, work with me, and do real estate. Um, she had been running her insurance business for about 10 years prior to that, so she had a large book of business, and so it was a giant leap of faith.
Sure.
Um, but we knew it was the best thing for our family at that time, and we went all in, and we haven't regretted any of it.
Love that.
We are both entrepreneurs at heart. We like knowing that we're in control, period. No matter what happens, good or bad, it's our fault. And, uh, you know, if things don't work out, we have nobody to blame but us. It's not the market, it's not the situation, it's us and our ability to work. Um,
I love that. And I'm such a fan of husband wife teams, and especially in certain industries. And I love the fact that this is what's right for your family. It gives you the flexibility, although people don't realize how many hours it really is involved in real estate, like all around the clock. As you may recall, my mom was a realtor for a while, and it's like night times, weekends, but having both of you, you could figure out a way to make it work, so I love that. But one of the things I love, you and I were talking a little bit before this, is you and Brandi complement each other in a really great way. Tell us more about, your expertise and where you kind of focus in the partnership and her expertise and where she focuses.
You in real estate, it is a people business. It's a relationship business. And one thing that I can do, I feel like I do well, is I can be a people person when I have to be. But by nature, I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I get energy from that time alone, and I'm also very analytical. So numbers are really important to me. So I know when I'm doing my research and things like that, that is not exciting to people. Um, so a lot of people don't want to
Except stuff that you save them.
hear. Exactly. Brandi is a natural people person. She loves people. She just loves learning about people, and that her ability to connect with our clients in a way that I'm unable to is pretty powerful, in a way that allows her to somewhat control some of the emotional side, because I tell people all the time there's no such thing as a stress-free transaction. No matter how many realtors say they're going to give you a stress-free transaction, there's people and money involved, there will be stress.
Yeah.
um, and you know for me, as more of a introvert slash, you know my perception sometimes of understanding where people are struggling and feeling, I'm not always as good as that, whereas Brandi is really phenomenal at that. Um, and those things really help us. But also, what is really important is, for us, there's always two people on every transaction. So, there are times when I'm at a meeting or Brandy's at a meeting, and we can't, we neither one of us can be available 24/7. But with both of us, we give our clients a pretty good amount of unlimited access to us when things come up that they need us for.
You know, I think it's worth pointing out that this is really a differentiator for you guys. You're in such a competitive space. And I would say the majority of realtors understand, yes, it's the people business. It's that emotional side of things. But and I think the buyers want that. But they also want that research, the good deal, all the stuff that you're bringing behind the scenes. And frankly, I don't believe a lot of realtors bring that to the table. And so to have both of you is really a game changer for you guys to partner with people.
I think there's certainly an element of that we feel really confident, um, in our ability to get that message to people.
Mhm.
Now, one thing, I don't necessarily know what other realtors do.
Yeah.
I hear it through the grapevine or things, but I'm certain there are phenomenal agents. And I go back to one of my coaches told me one time that your vibe attracts your tribe. And I really feel like we put off the energy of, we want to help families succeed because love we love our family, and we love seeing other families succeed in whatever it is they're trying to achieve. And if we can help guide a family into the next best decision that creates their better outcomes long term, there's more joy in that for us than anything. And so everything that we do is really centered around that. And I know sometimes, within sales, of course, we sell things to make money. That is obviously, everyone has to make a living, and we do
Yeah.
try to make a living. But we also know and understand that legally we're fiduciaries to our clients. So everything we do is centered around what is in their best interest. And I know that if as long as we do that, the money part will take care of itself.
Yeah. Agreed. And part of that philosophy is you're not looking, we talked about this before, you're not looking at this as a transaction.
No.
You're looking at this as clients for life. You're looking at this as a relationship. And I know that you keep in touch with people and you help and they like call you when they need stuff. Like even after the transaction, tell us a little bit more because it's a really refreshing approach that you guys have about how you look at your clients.
Yeah, we have a motto within our team. We don't There's no such thing as a past client. You're a client, and once you're a client forever. We have a vendor list of HVAC techs, uh, roofers, all the different vendors that someone might need for their home, that we have, the people that we have worked with, that we know, like, and trust, that we can give to our clients when they call and say, "Hey, my HVAC went out. Do you have anybody that can fix it?" Or, "Hey, I've got a leak in my roof. Do you have somebody that can come and fix it?" And we have some handyman, painter, whatever you need. We have that resource available, and we make sure to share that with our clients. But not only that, we do our clients hear from us. We try to do client events for our past clients every year, at least two. We try to make sure that they know every year what their house is worth. So if they bought their house in 2010 for $170,000, on their anniversary date, they're going to get an updated market value report.
That's
So
nice.
they're always going to get that from us. There's going to be an ongoing, constant stream of communication between us and them for life, unless they tell us never to contact them again. But we haven't had that happen yet.
I love it. It's a true partnership. So, Rick, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
I think the best way to reach me is by text. And my cell number is 615-504-6189. Uh, and obviously, if they visit our website, www.chordandkey.com, they can find all of the information about us. And there's a tab that they can fill out there with their information, and we can contact them that way.
Perfect. I love it. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, Rick. I love listening to your story, and I really love the passion that you have to help people, right? As we've just said, yes, we're all in business because that's how we support our families, but you're there to be a partner for people, to help them make the best decision in their behalf. I kind of look at that in the way I run my business as well, is who I work with. It sounds crazy, but the money's secondary. Yes, we need it, but everything is about doing the right thing and helping people. And I love that shared value and hearing more about you and Brandi. So thanks for joining me today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.